Hey, what's going on, y'all? It is Joe back with the moral truth. I got Kobe on the line. Kobe, where you at, dog?
I'm out here. How y'all doing? It's been a minute. I am happy to be back.
Woo, it has been a minute. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this, yo. It has been a minute. I'm sorry for the content, but people get under the weather, things like that. But we got some good topics and we got some things to address. Um, you know, the workplace can be a crazy environment, and I feel like the professionalism in the workplace can be, depending on where you work at and the situation, it can always be better. It can always be better. It's just a matter of fact how people address each other, and I think that is a big thing in the industry. Doesn't work whether you're small or big. Is how you address someone, and addressing someone is basically the biggest thing that you can come across, because you can come across in a rude manner, you can come across in a good manner, but you got to be able to speak to people. It doesn't matter how high you are on that chart, how high you are in that conference room, because at the end of the day, everybody is a person. It's just how you relay that message to them. You know what I'm saying? So Kobe, like, professionalism, bro. Like how do we get people who cannot speak and direct other people in the most direct manner, or the most courteous manner? Because at the end of the day, when you take on a job, it doesn't say that you can just talk to me anyway. Like, no, it does not. You are not my mom. You're not my dad. You know, you cannot just talk to me like I am somebody who's an idiot. No, no, no. You see where I'm going at, Kobe? Like how is this happening?
Uh, well, I don't really have a straightforward answer to how it's happening or why it happens. I will say that I think a level of comfort, I would say, in a workplace can cause that to occur between like a someone who might be a higher up or whatever. If you become friends outside of the workplace and then not so work setting environment, you kind of can get complacent when you do go to work and you become that boss again to a subordinate. You know what I mean? There's kind of some complacency there, I think, that would contribute to that.
I mean, there is a complacency, dog. I think it's just that one thing you get to. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, let's just say I'm a mid-level management. I got a couple guys under me, and we're all a team. But at upper level management, you got those demands, and they're gonna come down and be like, "Hey, why is this not getting done? X, Y, and Z," and you're explaining to the most professional manner. But then they come across you, in that negative manner, like, "Hey, well, what? You can't do your job. You can't do this," and then you're just looking at them like, "Well, hold on. I have been doing my job. I have been doing everything. Just because we ran into a bind doesn't mean you have to come across in that manner." Right? Because everybody has some type of pressure in the workplace, whether it's from the higher to the lower. Like, everybody has the pressures. Now, does the pressure mean that you can talk to me any way you want to? Hell no. I'm sorry. Like, I am a man. You talk to me as such, and you're not treating me like I'm your kid or anything like that. But we have people out here who are, degrading people because they feel like they're, superior to them. And like, oh, no. Like, I can, degrade you, speak to you however I want to because I am at this position. Like, nah, I'm not vibing with that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, I've seen that a lot in the workplace. And there was somebody who once told me, once I got to like a higher level ranking in my workplace and moved to up, a little bit upper management, I guess. Uh, I was told just be a decent human being, and the respect will follow later on in that new position that I was put in. And ever since that day, I've always just tried to treat everybody with the utmost respect. Not that I never didn't try to do that, but in that new position, there's a lot more responsibility that was put upon me, and I had to learn a little bit. But if you treat everybody as a decent human being, or if you just act like a decent human being and treat everybody with respect, I mean, it works wonders. I mean, you don't talk down to anybody. You try to be understanding and very respectful to things they have to say or ideas they might have or solutions they might come up with or whatever, and that'll get you pretty far. I'll be 100% honest with you.
Yeah, bro. But what gives these people the right? because I feel like you have some, managers, bosses, supervisors who actually who are understanding to different situations. You have others who are not understanding, and I feel like it is because of maybe background, where they came from. Because some people feel like once they reach that promotion, like I'm on top of the mountain, you can't tell me shit. Like I don't care. You work for me. Now I got the power. Like what's up? And you're like, okay, hold on. Like you may have the power, but that doesn't mean you can just talk to me crazy. And some of these, I feel like the people who do that are the ones who use that position for authority and respect. Because if you knew you can get respect from the people under you, then you wouldn't be talking to them anyway, because they ultimately respect you for the person you are, for the things you have done, how you treat them. But you think that a promotion, saying, oh, I made it to the upper level tier of this promotion, so now you have to respect me. That's actually not true, because it doesn't even matter how hard you go. Some people don't even respect the CEO of the company because they make horrible decisions. Just because you're the CEO doesn't mean I have to respect you. It doesn't mean just because you sign my checks, I don't have to respect you. I literally don't. Not if you're gonna be a complete, a hole. Like, why do I need to respect you? Yeah, you sign my checks, but at the end of the day, you're still not looking out for anybody else. And that's why you get some people in these workplaces who are like, you know what, I'm looking for the next best thing. Or they're like, hey, you know what, I could just, do something else instead of working in this environment. And a lot of these companies probably lose people, and then word gets out on the street about, hey, this is not the best solution. The pay is nice, but I'm telling you, it's not all cracked to be, because you have to deal with X, Y, and Z, and nobody is trying to put up with that kind of drama or that kind of adversity in the workplace.
Oh yeah, I would agree 100% on that. I mean, being in a workplace where you don't want to be, like you're just not happy all the time, like it's just a terrible environment. No professionalism whatsoever. They can't, the boss or upper level management does not have respect for you whatsoever. I mean, how would that make you want to do the work and do it, proficiently and effectively in a timely manner? Like it's not gonna, the morale's gonna be terrible. I mean, any business that runs like that is going to be an unsuccessful business. I mean, you said it before on the podcast, Joe. You said, you know, take care of your people, know your people. You know what I'm saying? A successful leader, we'll talk
Mm-hmm.
about it,
I take
leadership
care of
before
my
it was.
peoples.
Being a successful leader is knowing your people and taking care of your people. And if you can't do that and be professional and conduct yourself in a professional manner, you're not going to be successful. You're really not. You got to treat people with common decency, and it's a virtue that has, it's gone. It's not. It's too far and few nowadays.
Well, I think it's the manner of they believe they're above approach, right? So um, different style companies have a way how they promote within, and X, Y, and Z. They can do it because seniority, how long you've been at the company. They do it, based on work ethic, and sometimes it's just based on who you know and how well of a person you are, and you're kind of in that system. So they kind of indoctrinate you in there and bring you up. But whatever the case may be, it's just that you are getting the privilege to be in that position, right? So if I'm a CEO, obviously CEOs really don't have too much involvement in the hiring. They just really care about, hey, the company's staying afloat, my checks are getting paid, and money in the bank, but the other guys who are responsible for the hiring and everything else, like those guys are out there, like the bottom feeders, bro. They're literally just out there hustling, bustling, and they don't give two craps about anybody else. So that's why they speak to you like that one. But I honestly think the reason why those you got those select individuals like that is because they get that that taste of power in their mouth. Like, oh man, like it feels so good because I can say you're fired, or I can say you need to do this, or you're fired. You know, people like when some people get power, they abuse the power because they never had that before, and it's really because of their situation in life. I really believe it has to do something with their upbringing, the situation in life. Maybe they're the kid that got bullied all the time, so now they feel like they want to bully everybody else because it comes from somewhere, man. It just is not natural, Kobe. It's not.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make any sense to me though, because what's the gain? Like, you don't gain anything by doing that. By sitting there and
But they
stepping on
do, dog.
everybody else beneath you,
The
you
dudes
don't.
do.
Now you just become enemy number one.
But it don't even matter. They gain so much because guess what? At the end of the day, I guarantee you, the people who do that, what do they do? They go back to the other people in that mid management level or that upper management level, and they communicate about what they did, and it's like all smokes and jokes and giggles, like haha, I just ruined so and so's day, and they like strive off that, that negative energy they brought because they feel like they got the power to literally mess up your day. And
Yeah,
some
but at
people,
that
some
point, it's just a toxic environment. I mean, why would nobody would want to be in it? There is no successful business that runs like that.
bro,
I
we're
mean,
talking about
not.
there's $1 billion companies out here who have toxic environments. There's $1 million companies out there that have toxic, and guess what? They're not gonna weed them out because why? The money is gonna keep flowing. You know what I'm saying? You can lose a low level worker, mid level management, but one thing is if that money is flowing, nobody ain't saying nothing, especially the CEO. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna say.
Yeah,
Nobody really
it's
cares
just
because
terrible, though. I mean,
it is.
as human beings, I mean, we can't. That we should not tolerate that.
But so this is what I said. Like like I said last time, closed mouth does not get fed. I mean, there's people who ultimately like, hey, pull you to the side, but then they're worried about the consequences. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, but at the end of the day, if you're gonna be that, you're in that position, it's like you got to talk to people in a professional manner at all means, because then you're also making professional decisions. And if you're getting paid to make those decisions and your decision making sucks, then the people who pay for that, who the guys in the lower end, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess you know what I would just say that we said it before in a podcast, one of our previous podcasts as well. But if you're up against the odds in that manner, I mean, you just got to keep doing the most and try to outcompete your competition. You know what I mean? At that point, because if they're being like that with you and just disrespecting you or whatever, and the money's good enough to where you want to stay and put up with it, the next best thing would be to be so good they can't do anything. You
Well,
know what I mean?
and there's people who just literally put up with it because right now, you're talking about kind of, nobody wants to say it, but inflation's out there, kind of in a recession. If you're getting paid good money, are you really gonna actually, jump ship at this day and time, like right now? No, you're not.
Oh no,
Heck no,
no,
man.
not at all.
Gas is $10 a gallon. You know what I'm saying? Like who's really gonna jump ship at this point?
Yeah, I think everybody right now. I mean, I don't know all y'all out there. I mean, I know me personally. Like, I wouldn't move. Where I'm at just because everything is so crazy right now. It'd be hard to try to move and take a gap of pay or whatever the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and at that time it's just like, hey, but maybe somebody hear this who's in a management position and kind of think about like, oh, how do I actually treat my people, right? Because I give them the benefit of the doubt. Most of them know what they're doing, but some of them don't know what they're doing. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I agree.
I mean, like genuinely, there's people who wake up in the morning like, I cannot wait to get to work and be a dickhead. Like, I don't know what cereal they eating, but I don't know. They need to stop selling that mess at Walmart. And there's genuine people who just don't know because they come off in that manner. They don't really understand it because in their minds, I got to get stuff done, and they're just so with those stress monsters. Those people who are stress monsters are usually the ones who like can't socialize worth a damn.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I mean, it's one of those TikTok topics where it's general basis, man. Depending on how you go out there and people speak to you. I mean, honestly, like, yes, I think you stand up for yourself. I really don't. I really think people in upper and mid management positions have to do a better job of communicating with everybody. And yes, you're gonna run into people that you don't like, but that doesn't mean that you should bring that into the workplace on a daily basis just because you don't like somebody. Because we're quick to say we don't like somebody, but then like what is that? What do we ultimately do to fix it? Nothing. We're just gonna sit there and be like, I don't like this guy, and it's for that one reason, and we'll let that one reason carry it for the next 5 to 10 years for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So like people gotta let stuff go. You know, be able to address things, handle the situation appropriately, and yeah, we say this, and it's never gonna go away because you're always gonna have that person doing that stuff. So, I mean, that's all I need, Kobe. What you got?
I mean, that's pretty much the head on the nail. I mean, there's nothing. You just gotta stand up for yourself. You know, don't just like you said before. You know, if someone's sitting there talking down to you, or not treating you like a grown man, adult, or grown woman in the workplace or whatever, you need to freaking let them know. Like, yes, I understand you're my boss, or I understand you're in the upper management, or you're in this department, or however, and you're above me. But I don't appreciate the way that you're speaking to me. You know what I mean? As in the most professional manner you can. You know, I'm not saying go, call them a, you know, mouth off them or anything like that, but just professionally tell them, hey, respectfully, this is, I think this conversation is getting a little bit, out of hand or unprofessional. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So just stand up for yourself. You know what I mean? Don't lay down for anybody. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
man, oh man. So, and that's it, y'all, man. Simple things like that. Hey, once again, appreciate you guys for listening out here. Hey, like I said, hit us up on Gmail, the moral truth, Joe Kobe at gmail.com. Hey, we got more content coming out. Don't forget about us. All right, babe, check us out.